First of all, my name is Leocadia Hooks, and I am the interim Assistant Director of Library Instruction for the Robert J. Terry Library. I want to open up by thanking the faculty for allowing the Robert J. Terry Library staff to work with you to integrate information literacy in the curriculum. During the cohort project for the QEP, 5 librarians participated during the when we did the pilot. But this time, I think about 9 of us are going to be participating in the information literacy initiative, and I think some of us are here. Let me introduce you to Mr. Gary Chaffee. He's going to be working with us, Mr. Bernard Forster, and Mr. Ronald Keys. But total there will be about 8 or 9 of us that you will be seeing. And what I'm going to do is going to quickly kind of go through what we have planned based on what was written about information literacy in the QEP and how we hope to accomplish our portion. First of all, starting in the freshman 102 class, information literacy, and I think in your books there is a summary of the syllabus. First of all, we're going to have a virtual tour. We're in the process of getting that ready. There will be a virtual tour that the students will take. I think they'll have access to it through Blackboard, and eventually it'll probably be on the library's website, but I think initially it will be accessed through Blackboard. At the end of that virtual tour, it's going to be a quiz is going to pop up, and the students will have to take the quiz, and after they take the quiz, following that should be some type of thank you confirmation. We'll probably have their score on that and so forth, and so they will take that, and then they will come on a physical tour with the FS 102 class. And at that particular time, after the physical tour, they will give us the form that has their name on it and their score, and at that time we will give them a little gift. Right now we'll give them a flash drive and a copy of a survival guide that we have prepared for them. Usually for the FS 102, Dr. Zyla arranges the time for those tours, and I think right now they're on your syllabus around October. So at the time, once we confirm that the FS 102 classes is going to be the instructor's responsibility to call the reference desk and confirm your time and attendance. That's the FS 102, and the reference desk, and she's here right now, Ms. Trish Evans, raise your hand. You will be calling her to confirm your time. Once Dr. Zyler has set up and confirmed with you, you agree to the times. And I think they're all scheduled for Mondays probably in October. And Wednesdays, okay. And so, and of course, and once we get that schedule, if we cannot, then I'll immediately get back with you so we can make whatever changes necessary. And that's all we're going to be doing with the FS 102 classes. Next, the freshman English class 131. And in the FS 102 class, we start Information Literacy Part 1. Part 2 starts in the freshman English 131. The first thing is the project sales test. During the pilot, we administered this test was administered during orientation week. It was decided that it would be the responsibility of the English instructors in English 131 to administer the test. The test is going to be available online only. The first time we did have the paper, they no longer provide the paper and so forth. It is going to be online. Your responsibility will be to encourage your students to take the test prior to our first visit to your class. The QEP office will be responsible for setting up the test and all of that. Again, I think the students will probably access it through Blackboard and take the test. And after the test, they will get a confirmation letter. And they must bring you the confirmation letter as evidence that they have taken the test. That's the way it should be set up. That's the way the library is asking to have it set up. Of course, we don't make the final decision. First of all, for some of you who have not heard of the SAILS test, I just want to tell you a little something about it. SAILS stands for Standardized Assessment of Information Literacy Skills. It is a knowledge test with multiple choice questions targeting a variety of information literacy skills. Results obtained from the SAILS test allow librarians and administrators to reliably determine students' information literacy skills and provide for both external and internal benchmarking of students' skills. This test is based on the standards from the ACRL, and that's the Association of College and Research Libraries, which is a division of the American Library Association. They have come up with these standards for higher education for information literacy, and based on those standards, that's how they created the test. And briefly, those standards are: determine nature and extent of needed information, accesses information effectively and efficiently, evaluates information critically, and uses information ethically and legally. Those are the standards to which that test is based on. And based on those standards, we have tried to come up with various topics to discuss in your class to assist the students in taking this test. Because we did take the test with the pilot group, we do have copies. We have copies of the test now. And so it's not so much that we're going to be teaching the test, but the test has given us an idea of what subjects were covered on the test and so forth. So we're going to try to make sure our presentation covers some of those subjects. And of course, you all don't give us enough time to cover all of them. So which means then we're going to have a lot of handouts and so forth. And of course, you have allowed us to build a master course on information literacy on your Blackboard. So which means then, so topics that we may not get a chance to cover or we need to cover more in depth, we will be putting information on that master course. So as you see fit, you may go out and pull that information and share it with your students and so forth. Because after all, this is supposed to be a collaborative effort to integrate information literacy in the classroom. So what are we going to talk about in English 131? That one classroom visit that you're going to allow us. And we're going to be talking about library resources and search strategies and using information ethically and legally. That's what those are the two topics we're going to be discussing in English 131. Now, you would also notice in your book is a form called Information Literacy Session Request Form. It is also on the Blackboard in the master course. That is a copy for you. It is going to be up to the instructor to make arrangements for this information literacy session. And you will notice that we have in bold the time periods when we will be available to give the tours. I think for the fall semester, we said from, I think it says from September to November 1st. That is the time period that we will be giving these sessions. And then, of course, you have the dates for the spring semester also. Also, it's instructions telling you how long in advance you must submit your request. And we ask that you give us two choices. And so it's immediately once you get your syllabus, get yourself organized, and you decide when you think it's convenient for us to come in for our one class session, please get that form to me from the Blackboard. You can email it to us, am I right? You can email it or fax it or walk it over. I wouldn't mail it. Mail may be kind of slow. But anyway, get it to us as soon as possible, and once we get it, I will schedule your tour and then assign the librarian who would come to your classroom to do the information session. Of course, and most of the time, we will be coming to the classroom. We'll probably ask you whether or not you're in a smart classroom. So if you're in a smart classroom, we'll just come with our flash drive. Of course, if you're not in a smart classroom, we have our projector. We hope you have a screen. Speech Communication 135. You are part 3 of the Information Literacy Initiative. The topics that we're going to be discussing: refining a topic and searching discipline-specific information resources. Before I go any further, in English 131, we do not have an assignment per se for you. The assignments that we've developed is an information treasure hunt. It is going to be on Blackboard. And we have submitted all the questions. I think it's about 20 or 25 questions. It's going to be up to you to go and pull whatever questions you would like, create your own information treasure hunt to give to the students and so forth. So that would be your choice. At the end of our lecture session, we will be giving a little quiz to make sure they were attentive and so forth. And then, of course, we will take that quiz and grade it and give you back the information based on that. But as far as the assessment assignment, that will be your choice to develop this test and so forth. I've supplied the questions and the answer sheet also. Okay? And of course, anytime you need some help, because some of the answers change because of our databases and so forth. So if you need some assistance, please let us know. And in speech communication, we do not per se have an assignment. We're going to collaborate, and that's our little symbol for collaborate, to work together based on whatever assignment that you're going to be giving, so forth. We just encourage you to make sure it has an information literacy component in it, and we can work with you with that. And certainly your rubrics for grading your assignments and so forth, make sure there is an information literacy components in your rubrics also. Freshman English 132. Our topics we're going to be discussing is searching the World Wide Web and evaluating sources. You see the project sales test is up there because that's where the post-test is going to be administered, but only in the spring. So those of you who are teaching English 132 this fall, you don't have to worry about the post-test. We're only going to administer the post-test in the spring. But we will be teaching about the web, searching on the World Wide Web and evaluating all sources. Again, this assignment will be a collaborative assignment based on whatever your assignment is and so forth. We would just like to collaborate with you to make sure you have information literacy components in your assignment and in your grading rubrics. Are there any questions thus far? Oh, see, I'm through. Anyway, that's a quick overview of what we hope to accomplish in information literacy and so forth. I will be available when you break off in your sessions. I think they gave me a schedule that I will be visiting various sessions and so forth if you have any specific questions and so forth. But otherwise, that's the end of my presentation. I hope it gave you an overall view of what we're trying to accomplish. Grant you that if you do your research, you will find that a lot of universities have information literacy courses, a 1-hour course. So by all means, we do not figure we can teach everything about information literacy in the time you have allowed us to. So, but we will do our very best to utilize that time wisely that you did so graciously give us. Thank you so much.